guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com. In today's video, we're going to talk about when is the best time to buy a new or used car. Remember, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button, like and share this video so our channel can grow. If you're a ready subscriber, hit the notification bell. I post at least 3 videos a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. A lot of times I'll give you a 4th video, maybe on the weekend. So if you don't hit the notification bell, you're going to miss that video. Remember to leave a comment below. I'm a small YouTuber. I'm the director, the editor, the star of the show, the social media guy. So leave a comment. I'll respond to it. I don't have a social media guy pretending he's me. It's actually me. So why not make a comment or ask a question? All right. So my car just got confused for an M5. I guess because the 3 Series has gotten bigger. I'm driving my 2020 M340i xDrive, and every year I make a video every November or so because everybody always asks me when's the best time to drive a car. So typically what I've said before this year, and things are a little different in 2020, and I'll explain. This is such a bumpy road. I'm going to try to get on a smoother road. So typically I say that November is the best time to buy a car. And the reason I say that, and now I'm talking sports cars or enthusiast car, and the reason I say that is because especially here in the Northeast or most places that have bad weather, you're going to put the car away for the winter. And by selling your car now, you may create a new garage space for your daily driver. You don't want to scrape off ice every day. You don't want to shovel snow all the time. So what's way to do that? You're not going to drive your sports car all winter anyway. Maybe you didn't drive it much this summer. Now's the time to sell it. You can still get something decent for it, and you open up a garage space for the winter. Is dead of winter a good time to buy a sports car like January, February? Yeah, but there's very much selection. I remember last year looking at S2000s, there were only a handful for sale in the winter. They all come up for sale in the spring and summer when they're more desirable. They're going to sell sooner. You can get more money for them. So I always found that October, November is a really good time to buy enthusiast cars for the mere fact that people need the garage space. They know they're not going to drive it for 6 months or 3 months or 5 months. And now's a good time to kind of pry it out of their hands. And then you're all ready. Sometime we'll have some mild weather during the winter, but certainly when spring comes, you already have your car. You won't have to fight and pay top dollar to get one. You already have the car ready, insured, licensed, ready to go. If you needed new tires, you already got that. So that's why I always was a big proponent of November. If you're buying a mainstream car, a new car certainly end of the month always works. There's a lot of incentives. Dealers have to make their quotas, and a great time to buy is the end of the month. You will get the best deal you're going to get. So it may not still the deal you want, but it's going to be the best deal you want is going to be the last day of the month. Sometime the last day of the month, like I got this on June 1st, I believe, it was still like under May's lease payments, which were very aggressive due to COVID. So something happens like a pandemic, obviously, they're giving cars away. So I got 2 cars this year, the Porsche 911 and this, my daily driver, the M340i xDrive. I've always found it good when I was a kid and I couldn't afford to lose money on cars, to buy cars around the holidays. So I remember buying a Jeep Wrangler. Yes, I've even owned a Jeep Wrangler. So it's not all sports cars. This is my channel, so I like to talk about sports cars, but I've owned so many different kind of cars, imports, American cars, cars, trucks, pickups even. So I tend to talk about sports cars, but believe me, when I've said I've owned over 100 cars, I've owned, you name the car, I've owned it. And that's what I think gives me a good perspective on this channel, because I think I have an open mind for cars. Though you see me always buying BMWs, I've owned everything else, so I kind of know which are the good ones and which are the bad ones. So I bought a Wrangler once on Christmas Eve, got a smoking deal. It was like a truck listed for $8,500, an old Wrangler. Bought it for $6,500. And it had everything. It had the hard top, it had the V6, it had the air conditioning, it had the manual transmission, so very desirable Jeep. And I got it for a song because I bought it on Christmas Eve. Like the dealer was closing, they needed another sale, and I bought it used and got a great deal on it. Drove it for a year or so, sold it in the summer, I believe, or it was the following winter, and got $9,000 for it. So here I buy a car used at a retail price, which I got a smoking deal on for $6,500, sell it a year or so later for $9,000. So that's kind of how I started, flipping cars and making money on it. And I don't really flip cars. I don't buy a car and sell it a week later. I buy a car and sell it a year later. I buy a car and sell it 2 years later, but I buy it right and I sell it right. So if you were buying a sports car, now's the time to buy. November, December, the holidays, New Year's, and then sell it in June. That's the best way to get a sports car. SUV, it's the opposite. You want to buy them in the summer when they're giving them away when it's 90 degrees in August, and then you want to sell them November or December, right after the first snowstorm. So, and if you must buy a new one, like we leased our Jeep Grand Cherokee 2019, we got that on New Year's Eve and got a smoking deal. You couldn't touch that lease payment unless you were buying on the end of the month or certainly the end of the year. They were giving them away. Same thing with this M340i. A lot of people said, how do I get such a cheap lease payment? Well, I bought in the heart of COVID. So there were so many incentives to get rid of new cars on the lot. That's why I got a smoking deal on it. So that's what you have to do. So just be smart about it. Try to, like Warren Buffett said, you have to, sell when people are buying and buy when there's blood in the streets. And what that saying means is, you buy the car during COVID when nobody's buying. You buy the car on Christmas Eve when nobody's buying. You buy the car on New Year's Eve when nobody's buying, when you can get unbelievable end of the year deals. You buy your sports car right after the first snowstorm. We usually get a snowstorm here early December. Buy the car right after that snowstorm. You want an S2000, you want a Boxster, you want a Miata, go to your dealer right after there's a foot of snow on the ground. You'll get a smoking deal on that car. So flexibility is the key to everything. If you're flexible when you buy, you can certainly buy at the right time. If you need it, most of the time we buy a car because we need one. Our other car broke, we need to do this, we need to do that. Our other car needs a big repair, it's time to get a new one. Our lease is up, so we're kind of stuck with whatever the circumstances are, whatever the market is on that particular day or week or month when we have to buy a car. So if we can be more flexible about it and plan ahead, and to me, planning ahead is the secret of life. If you could plan ahead, then I think you will do very, 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 very well on your car purchase. And it's a big deal. So let's just say it's 10% swing either way. Let's say that sports car is 10% less in December after the first snowstorm or on Christmas Eve or something, and it's 10% over in December. Whoa, this diesel truck is smoking everything here. Jesus God. It's a 20% swing. That's a big difference. So if you had a $20,000 car, you could score for $18,000, or you could in December, and then you could it's worth $22,000 in June because everybody's looking for that sports car convertible. That's a gigantic difference. So that's how you have to buy, and that's how I'm able to make a profit on a lot of my cars. It's not that, I bought it at the right time, and I didn't buy it accidental. I was so focused on when would be the best time to buy that car, and have your finances in order or cash in order, whatever you do, so you're ready to strike and strike quickly. All right, so you're not lowballing somebody and giving him something he doesn't want. You're actually, strategically buying at market value, and that's what market value is at that time. All right, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment below. I'm going to respond to it. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.
Prisoner.